In 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. Welcome to the Blazethelion Podcast. I'm your host, Blaze, aka that dude. Tonight's guest, woo! I'm excited here. I don't know if she's excited.
I'm excited.
But I'm excited. I am definitely excited here. Those who are watching, this is your time to share. Yes? Feel free to share. Share this video, share this podcast, share it with your friends, share it with people who you love, people who you can't stand. They need love too. They got to learn too. You know what I mean? Tonight's guest is a talented professional. She is definitely a world changer. She is a visionary. She is a poet. She is a business owner. She is a beautiful Black woman. She is a queen. She is mesmerizing. Shall I go on? Feel free to stop
Go ahead.
Woo! She is well known. She is captivating. She's special. And I feel that she's also a bit weird. And see, I'm weird. So weird people attract weird people. That's the end of my weird introduction. Tonight we have special guests. I hope I'm saying this right.
Go ahead. Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Innana Rose.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was good.
Hey. Awesome. Welcome to the pod. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. I wish I could have an introduction like that everywhere I go.
Hey, you can book me for that.
Okay. Bet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I gave my audience a little bit about you, but I always encourage my guests to do one for themselves as well. So share a little bit about yourself to the audience for those who may not know who you are.
My name is Innana Rose, and I am a spoken word poet. Currently, right now, I have a single out called Shango. I am also an owner of Kundalini Roses, which is a esoteric spiritual botanica store where you will find authentic esoteric tools for your spiritual practices. And it's also a platform for sacred sexuality, where women specifically can come and be able to have this space to release shame and guilt and fear surrounding their sexuality. And it's also a platform for erotica, which, in my opinion, should replace pornography because it still holds the sanctity of intimacy and, you know, the way sex was designed to be between people. And that's Kundalini Roses. And then I have Priestess and Scholar, which is a holistic alternative business specifically centered around educating others on psilocybin and the therapeutic use of psilocybin, especially now that it has gained more awareness of being able to treat anxiety, depression, and memory focus. And so I created this platform to educate people about it because it's been criminalized, and some places it's been decriminalized, but a lot of people are still learning and still becoming aware of the benefits. And it comes from Mother Earth, and it is medicine. traditional medicine. So this is a really long introduction, but that just goes to show I'm just multifaceted. I'm also a model, so in my modeling has ranged as I have progressed and changed throughout the years from runway to promotional modeling. So that's me.
Wow. I forgot that one, modeling.
Okay.
I gotta do better. So you touched on so many things right
Yes,
there. You
I
touched
did.
on so many. So we're gonna try to expound on a little bit of all of those. So you mentioned you are a spoken word poet. So what's the name of your single out right now?
The name of my single is called Shango. And Shango is a Orisha of the spiritual African spiritual system that centers around justice, and he's also it's very dynamic, but he's also the Orisha of thunder and passion and sex. So that's my single, Shango.
Mm, okay, okay. Very, very interesting. So, as a as a lover of different types of um, art, if they want to hear this, where can they find it?
Well, it's streaming on all platforms. So platforms like Spotify, Apple, iTunes, YouTube, Tidal. So just look up Innana Rose Shango, and it's there. Um, it gives you a really good perspective on this benevolent energy, Orisha Shango. Have personally used in my own life to help me harness my warrior energy, um, to seek justice in the areas that in my life that I have lacked control
Mm,
or released control and needed to have more control over my life. And Shango is a beautiful depiction of that.
mm, hmm. I feel that that's a big one. I feel that, sorry, that control is a word that is overlooked,
Mm,
especially self-control.
mm,
And many times we indulge in guilty pleasures, we indulge in anything from gossip to greed to just so many things. And it takes a special person. It takes either somebody who's fed up or just somebody who feels enlightened or who feels led to change, to elevate oneself.
mm-hmm.
So I do think that it's beautiful. Well, I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel that in all your music and all your poetry that there is a underlying theme.
Um, the underlying theme usually has to do with life experiences and just getting overcoming obstacles and the perspectives that I've gained and the insights that I've gained throughout journeying through these obstacles or these life struggles. And a lot of the time we create our own struggle,
Mm,
and
mm. Ain't that the truth?
we create our own struggle. And they say that pain is a choice, right? And we just have to choose to let go of the pain. But sometimes pain, it reminds us of us being alive. And it's just finding balance in life is important. So that's a lot of what my single Shango is about. Um, yes, we seek to control certain aspects of our life, but there are a lot of things that we just don't have control over.
Mm,
And wanting to hold on to control is detrimental in itself. So, really, what we should seek is balance.
mm, hmm.
Hmm.
That word balance, that's the word that I sometimes run from. Even though I'm a Libra, I hear balance and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say that, but you're Libra though.
yeah. Told you I'm weird. I am unorthodox. Um, so balance. In the chat, anybody else struggle with balance? I struggle with balance. Over the years, I've had my view, my own views on balance, on what balance is, and I've always felt like I was never truly balanced.
Mm,
And maybe balance is different. Maybe balance for you might be this and not necessarily that.
hmm.
You
That's
know,
really true.
in the comments already, you getting compliments. She is gorgeous. Yes, she is. Look at that.
Thank you,
Indeed,
Jeff.
indeed, indeed. So balance. I like that. I like that. Most
Really,
artists.
yes. I'm
Sorry.
sorry. I was just gonna touch on balance again, real
Oh
quick.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Um, and how you mentioned indulging, um, and discipline. And really, balance is being able to indulge, right, with discipline,
Mm,
and still remembering that we're humans, right? We're still human. Yes, we're weird. We're spiritual, and we have a level of awareness, but we're human,
mhm.
right? So having that balance and being able to still indulge is important. And I think sometimes as we progress in our spirituality, we forget that, you know, we forget. I know I have forgotten many times that, yes, I'm still a human being.
Yeah.
I may feel like an alien 97% of the time. But the truth is that I made an agreement before I came here on this earth. And so for that reason, I have to honor the fact that I'm human and I have human needs.
Mm,
And that, you know, instead of seeking to be disciplined and rigid all the time,
yeah.
I seek balance.
Mm. That's not, I don't think I've ever heard weird and spiritual in the same phrase. I'm going to use that.
Go
I'm using
ahead.
that, damn it.
Go ahead.
I see that on, like on a t-shirt or something. I'm weird, but I'm spiritual. Or I'm weird and spiritual.
Yeah. And then you put alien face in the middle. You should
Hey,
be good.
I felt like I'm an alien. I
Yeah.
do. I've heard people say that, and at first I didn't really get it. I'm still not sure if I really get it. But do you believe in aliens?
Yes, I do believe in aliens, in the sense that we've all come from different planets because the cosmos is made of so many different planetary systems and so many parallel universes
Mm,
that we as humans can't even fathom what is out there in the cosmos, right?
true.
So I do believe that there are beings that exist in different planetary systems, and all of that decoy that they have about an alien being the slimy green creature is just a distraction, right?
Big head, big eyes.
Yeah, right. Because they have Anunnakis, they have I can't remember all the names of these different planetary beings, but they all contribute to us collectively. And if you believe in past lives, then we have come from these beings as well, or from different planetary systems. So there are times when we feel foreign or alien, is because we didn't always exist on this planet. We've, in different times of our lives, existed in different planetary systems, parallel universes, parallel realities. So, to answer your question simply, yes, I do
Yes.
believe in aliens. In this,
Anybody else believe in aliens? I do too. I do too. I do. I definitely do. I feel like it's not just us out here, man. Anybody
definitely
else
not.
believe in aliens? And whatever your view, your perspective, your what's the word I'm looking for? Your whatever your vision of aliens is, whether you feel they look like us, whether you feel they're so maybe heavenly that we couldn't even see them if they were right in front of us. And I'm not talking about what we see in movies, right? With
Right.
the
Right.
green or the weird shape with the long fingers, the ET and the UFOs and all them, you know. But I do believe that there's more. There's definitely more out there, and a lot of it, as you mentioned, our human brains can't even grasp. It's so far beyond. But
Yeah, for
definitely, I
sure.
like that. I know as an artist myself that many artists get the inspiration for their art and for their music through pain,
Mm, definitely. I mean, I think that's 90% of R&B, and so and
right?
probably 99% of blues.
Yeah. And you
So,
know what? I feel like that's a large percentage of hip hop too. They just
yeah,
yeah, they
true.
just front with it like they're not
Yeah,
phased. But a lot of these
that's
artists are definitely phased of, you know, growing up without a dad or just growing up hurt and
right.
growing up angry. And I feel like that's reflected in the music as well. Definitely, definitely.
Definitely agree with that.
Is there any, and you can go as deep or as shallow as you would like. Is there any challenge or situation that has brought you pain that came out in your poetry, in your art
Um,
that you would like to share?
well, there's always throughout life that we encounter so many different challenges. I've
Yeah.
encountered specifically really painful challenges of being a mother, and then not, coming to this point in my life where I wasn't prepared or financially adept or mentally adept or adept at all to take care of her. And that was just a very painful experience. And a lot of my ways of coping through that experience was poetry
Mm,
and this craving to connect with her still, deeper than just, the surface, was
mm,
through poetry. Like, I wanted her to know my story and to know the truth. And not, when they're kids, people tell them a very basic level story of what happened because they want to protect their feelings. They want to protect them as children.
right.
Um, Me as a poet, I believe I can tell you the truth
Mm,
in its full capacity, um, poetically,
mm,
and that's still, you know, honoring the mind of a child, and you know, creating a beautiful story out of something so painful.
mm,
So that was probably my biggest obstacle and most painful experience of my human life. But it also equipped me, um, to be able to help other women throughout, with the same circumstance, same experience, even to help children.
Mm.
Children are very delicate,
Yeah.
and they're very innocent, and they're primed to absorb so many, everything and anything you tell them. So to be able to tell them the truth beautifully, that's what I love to do.
Mm. Mm. I do want to thank you for sharing. I know pain is not easy to share. I know bringing up certain hurtful memories is never easy to share. But anything we go through, especially pain, is never in vain.
Mm.
You see what I did there,
Yes, you did, you poet.
right? But it's never in vain. Our struggles, as painful as they are, as hard as they are, and many times we feel like we can't get through, or we'll never see that light. Um, there's a warrior inside of us, right? And we do get through, and when we do overcome, or it may be a pain that we're still carrying, but we've just learned over the years, over the months, to not allow that to hold us down from
Right.
being able to walk in our purpose. And people see that, and we become bearers of light. We become inspiration to other people. So it's always bigger than just us.
Definitely.
Our purpose is way bigger than just us and just those who we see that see us. So you may be thinking that, oh, what you're going through is just affecting your household, but it goes far, far beyond that.
Right.
Far, far beyond.
We agreed to all this before we came here, so
Mm.
just gotta go through it.
Mm. And you spoke about past lives.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat also believe in past lives, or is intrigued by past lives, or have felt like maybe this is not their first rodeo, or maybe you felt like somebody who that they have an old soul and that they've been here before. We say that all the time, right? Oh,
Right, we
yeah, I
do.
have an old soul, or this person has an old soul, or they have been here before, especially kids. I would see things in my own son and in others where, and you can say that I'm crazy or not, but I've seen things where my son will pause and look at something, and I'm like,
What you looking at?
yeah, what is he looking at? And he'll like zone out, and I don't know what he's looking at. And then he comes to and he's fine. Even my goddaughter, who is now 18, grown woman, but back in the day when she was 2 years old and 3 years old, I remember her looking. We'd be outside somewhere, and she'd be looking, and she would almost be fearful, looking at something. And I look in that direction that she's looking in, like, what do you see? What do you see? And they won't tell you, but they sense something. So I believe in past lives. I definitely do. Yes, Sue. Sue is definitely an old soul. Sue, this is not your first rodeo. Straight up. I feel like most of my friends, most of my close friends, who I have a deep connection with, I feel like we possibly knew each other previously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to touch on that, but
Yes,
how
I
is
do.
that? Where you like meet somebody and you're like, I've only known you for a month or here and there, but I just feel like that connection.
Right. It is said that when we come, into this reality, we came with a soul group. And a soul group,
Mm.
people that we constantly travel with throughout our lives. And we meet each other every lifetime to help us accomplish our mission. and or to help us accomplish a ultimate lesson that we need to learn. Because if we don't learn the lesson, then we keep reincarnating until we do.
Right.
And it sounds torturous, but but in order to transcend, the lesson needs to be learned. And this soul group that we have all have a strategic place in our lives to be able to help us to learn our lesson that we need to learn in this lifetime so we can transcend. So our soul recognizes the other soul, although we don't have the actual like capacity to remember, and because we don't remember anything once we come here, but our soul does. So that feeling that I've known you before, right?
Yeah.
Is really a soul connection.
I've never heard that term. You said it was you said that we all have a soul group.
Yeah, we all come here with a soul group.
That's dope.
Yeah.
See, I'm
Or
already learning
passe,
things out
you know what I'm
here.
saying? Could say passe, soul passe.
Man, interesting. I love that. So you have a question here in the chat from Danielle. Have you ever had
If
a
I had
reading
a
done?
reading done.
And I feel like that's vague because I don't know everybody's definition of a reading. But go ahead.
I'll touch on readings in general.
Okay.
I'm initiated into the African spiritual system, so I have a family that I specifically go to for readings if I ever need a reading, as far as tarot is concerned. As far as an auric field reading, I just got certified into Reiki, so I can do my own. I'm still, I just a baby, I would say, in that field. So I've done my own readings, and readings as far as the chakras and the auric fields are concerned with other people.
So hold on. So I don't mean to cut you off, but for any people who are totally lost, and right now you are speaking Greek, they don't know what Reiki is. You done lost them. Can you just break it
Okay.
down a little bit further?
Okay, so Reiki is a basically where you do an energy reading on a person, and you get to see how their chakras, and the chakras are the centered fields inside of the person's system, to see what is flowing and what is blocked. You have like your root chakra, which is centered around being safe and stable, and all the 7 chakra systems, and then they have the extra one, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's just being able. You hear an echo?
No, they have an extra chakra.
There is an extra chakra, which is it's an 8th chakra, which is the astral chakra, and the astral and the astral chakra isn't really something you do a reading on because it's the astral, right? And you're focusing on the 7 chakras inside of the center, which helps you with, living longer life, being able to access. No, it's not only 7, it's 8 chakras.
Wow.
And Reiki teaches you this. And there are the founders of Reiki, Dr. Usai, talked briefly about the 8th chakra. And the reason why he only talks briefly on it is because when you're focusing on the 7 chakras and then you say you want to focus on your 8th, you will have an outer body experience. And if you are focused on being present in your body, right, then the 8th chakra isn't going to allow you to do that because you're in the astrals and you're focused on your astral body. So now that your 7 chakras are in your, I would say, primal body, you're being present in itself is a challenge. Okay.
Yeah.
So focusing on the 7 chakras is really focusing on being present. And if you simplify life down to just being present, you will see that all of your illnesses, concerns, diseases, mental illnesses start to dissipate just by being present. Because it's a lot of people live in the future and live in the past.
Yeah.
Either or, and never really find that balance with just being present.
Yes.
So that's why the 8 chakras are really talked about. Once you can master those 7 chakras, then really getting into that 8th chakra isn't really like a necessity, because once your 7 chakras are balanced and aligned, so is your 8th chakra. You know what I'm saying?
We got work to do out here. All this time I was trying to balance 7. We got work out here to do. I love it though. I love it. Very, very interesting. You have another question here from Jeff.
Do you think we're always reincarnated as humans?
Yes. That's an interesting question.
I think that we come from rock bottom. Everything has a spirit, right? The trees have a spirit, fire has a spirit, water has a spirit. And different energies live in that spirit. Our ancestors live in that spirit. I don't necessarily think that, once we die as a human, we'll reincarnate into a cat or a dog, but
Or cockroach.
or a cockroach, right?
Oh.
Because if you had a lesson to learn, you're not going to learn that lesson as a cockroach, right?
Right.
You're going to keep reincarnating into whatever vessel is needed in order for you to learn that lesson. Now, once you have passed and you're in this stage of in between, it is said that you can occupy different vessels, like the fire or the cat or the dog or whatever else. I can't think, like a animal or a plant or a tree. And then you wait your turn, and then you reincarnate again into whatever vessel is needed for you to learn your lesson.
Wow.
Yes. If you ever seen this show, the movie, there's a Disney movie called Soul. Oh my gosh, you gotta, yeah, there's a Disney movie.
SOUL?
SOUL, right. It's a Pixar movie, and you should have your little boy watch it. But in the movie, they talk about being in this in-between space between your soul waiting to be reincarnated again. And so I think that, yeah, it's a beautiful movie. It's a really, really good movie. And it really touches on that, space, between time and leaving your vessel and waiting again for your turn, or seeing what your vessel needs to be in order to learn your lesson. And in that movie, the lesson was beautiful. I'm not going to tell you because you need to watch it, so never mind.
I was just told that my son has seen the movie. So it's just me. I'm the only one who hasn't seen the movie.
Yeah, you should.
Kind of mad they're trying to put me onto this. Thought we were.
It's a beautiful movie, and touches on reincarnated past lives and all of that stuff that we're talking about here in the movie.
Interesting. There's so much to you that I want to get to, but people keep asking you questions. So another question. There we go. Do you believe energy can ever be wrong, positive or negative?
Do I believe energy can ever be wrong? I don't believe there's necessarily a set right or wrong. There is a what feels good and what feels bad, right? And there is negative and there is positive energy, and we have to build our discernment to be able to really to see which one is which, you know, because a lot of times energy can be deceiving. And one of our points in life is to be able to have that discernment to see what is good energy for you and what is bad energy for you. It's a life,
Discernment is that key, though, eh?
right? It's a lifelong journey lesson in learning how to discern energy. But it takes time and skill and practice. See, the other question they have: what are some things we can do to align our chakras?
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that one. Good job.
Basically, some things other than the obvious with eating healthy. Like, say you know that your root chakra is not aligned and is blocked, you'd want to eat root vegetables, right?
Wow.
Like yucca, like beets, like
Hold
potato.
on. Wait a minute. My mind just got blown right now. That seems so simplistic.
It is. It's beautiful. It's simple. Life is
But why did I
simple.
not know that?
It was for you to know now.
Ah,
And right, you know, like your heart chakra, the things to eat for your heart chakra, it being the green chakra would be greens, kale, spinach, celery, all things that are green. And doing meditations that mantras are really good. Say for your heart chakra would be I am loved or I am free to love, mantras like that. Or mantras in sacred languages like Arabic or Sanskrit. Sanskrit and Arabic vibrate at very high frequencies. So when we chant in those mantras in those sacred languages, the frequency reaches higher to the astrals, right? That's why it feels more rejuvenating when we chant in sacred languages versus the English language, which is very limited and is not nearly as sacred as these ancient languages that have been spoken for thousands and preserved for thousands and thousands of years. Okay, I went off in a tangent, but yeah.
Oh, I think everybody is glued to the screen right now. Everybody, close your mouth. We're all like, wow. So what can you eat or do to align or to improve your third eye chakra?
Well, third eye chakra is the chakra that is associated with your intuition. And you can eat blue foods like blueberries. You can, I know there's a number of things that you can eat, but I can't think of them right now, but blueberries is one. You can really practice listening because there are a lot of times, right, when our intuition is telling us something and we're like, nah,
Right.
nah.
Yeah.
And that, what happens, it blocks our third eye. Because when you don't listen to something, what happens? Say if you don't listen to your parent, right? What your parent's gonna do? They're gonna let you learn the hard way.
You're gonna learn today.
So really practicing listening to your intuition, listening to that voice that, you know, that says things in your head and not shunning it like, man, that's a crazy voice, or man, that's voice, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about, or like, shut up, you know, say things like that. It will shut down the third eye.
I think women are better at listening to their intuition.
Well, yes, because
that's a general statement, but
right, because women are better because the intuition is also linked to our womb. And our womb has a consciousness as well. Just like we have a consciousness, our womb in itself has a consciousness and has an intuition. So once you do all this womb work and able to clear your womb energy, your intuition is heightened with the womb.
You just said womb work?
Womb work.
Okay. When are you coming to Florida? We need to book you.
Really? Stop.
We need to book you. Wow. Wow. I kind of want to be selfish and just ask you questions about like my life. But I
You asked
understand
me
that.
what I did. We said we was free flowing, so
I
free
know.
flow.
But man, I
Go ahead, free flow.
so much
Lion King.
so much content, man. So much. This is great. This is really, really good. Um, so you spoke about so many things. Question, in the products that you sell, what was the term that you used again?
Esoteric tools. Esoteric tools basically is just glittery language for spiritual tools. It's basically everybody knows what Florida water is, maybe, but Florida water is a tool that we use to cleanse our auric field, and there's certain intentions that can be placed into Florida water. Specifically, one of the ones I make is called Agua de Flores de Oshun. Oshun is the Orisha energy of.
You can't say that again. So it just sounded amazing. Sorry.
We gonna get through this. Agua Flores de Oshun. Oshun is the Orisha of prosperity, abundance, sensuality. Um, she's she's just this sensual energy that encompasses abundance. Abundance just flows to her freely. So putting intention into the Florida water, Orisha Oshun will bring all those properties to your home. If you wash your floors and your windows, your altar with it, it will bring those same energies to your house. Prosperity, abundance, sensuality. Use it in the bedroom right before you engage in intimacy. You can put it in your meridians, meridian points on your body, so that you can bring in the energy of sensuality. Right, right. And then
Yeah,
I
I'm about
have.
to level up in 2021. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't ready for me.
Right. And as far as priestess and scholars concerned, we have these psilocybin tinctures, and it's pure psilocybin that is designed so that you can microdose psilocybin. And what happens when you microdose psilocybin is it helps you. It's a tool. It's not a magic. It's not magic. It's just a tool to help you access your depression, anxiety, help you to retain your memory, help you to focus, to help you to recenter yourself back to your original state, your authentic state. And that's what psilocybin does. It helps you to reset spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. And when you microdose it in very increment amounts, it's like therapy. You're doing therapy on yourself. And so that's some of the esoteric tools that I offer.
Would you recommend using some of these tools during like a meditation?
Definitely
Okay.
recommend it for meditation, especially psilocybin. If you have a specific goal with your meditation, say that I've encountered people who wanted to balance, they're too much into their masculine energy and they want to experience their feminine energy more, and they want to be able to balance that because throughout life trauma has forced them into being more masculine,
Mm,
and not
mm.
even really knowing masculinity in its authentic state, because some people think that masculinity is aggressive, masculinity is arguing, masculinity is asserting force, when it's not. Masculinity is logic, masculinity is linear. And then really knowing what the true state of authenticity of what masculinity and femininity is, then you learn how to balance the two. And when you know when you've stepped into a certain toxic state of masculinity or toxic state of femininity.
Wow. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be floating tomorrow. If y'all see me gliding past you, just know that it was because of hair. Just saying. Don't come to me tomorrow with no foolishness. I am gliding tomorrow. Watch me soar. So. Anyway. Whoa. So I could use some of these tools to get to align my 8 chakras, or would that be like the wrong intention?
Well, I mean, you can use the microdosing to help with focus, right? Let's say you wanted to focus more on I know you're a personal trainer. So let's say you wanted to focus more on like your workout so that you can get the most out of it, right? The most that you can possibly get out of it. So you would take your tincture and you would set your intention to really focus on harnessing your workout to its full potential. Not only will you see benefits in the physical, you will see it mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to be able to connect to your workouts on all levels. Then you take your tincture and then you go about your business, right? You do your workout. And the main thing about this is being consistent. Okay. Because there is a specific schedule that needs to be followed, but consistency is the most important part of this journey, tincture journey or microdosing journey. And you say Florida water. That's more so if you just really wanted to bring in certain energy into your house. Say you wanted to really bring in more abundance to your house. You could take your Florida water, put it in your mop water, mop all the floors, walls, windows.
I'm going to be mopping tomorrow, yeah. Check it out.
Right. Or you can put it, if you have an altar, some people have an altar for their ancestors and they give a little Florida water to their ancestors. Florida water has so many different uses and it's very traditional and very ancient. And the thing about Florida water is that it's used with real flowers. Real Florida water is used with real flowers. And real flowers have what? Spirit. And intelligent spirit. So it holds something called ashe. Ashe is something when you say it means so be it, so it is, so be it, right? So ashe basically means you've manifested something. So you use the intelligence and the spirit of flowers to manifest, right? So you can use the Florida water to manifest abundance, manifest prosperity, manifest sensuality. It's just a manifestation tool.
Ashe.
Ashe.
I like that. So if folks here would like to purchase any of these tools, how can they purchase? How can they reach you?
Well, and my Instagram is innana.rose. That's my main page, my personal page. And then my other platforms, Kundalini Roses, where you can get the spiritual tools as far as Florida water is concerned and take a look at some erotic images and let it stimulate your senses and tap you back into your intimate sensual self. And then Priestess and Scholar is where all things psilocybin, where you can educate yourself on the use of psilocybin, its benefits, and get yourself a tincture or tea or coffee.
Where are my coffee drinkers here? But this is different. This is super coffee.
Yes, this is super coffee. This is not anything like your regular cup of coffee or Starbucks or anything like that. Coffee in itself has magical properties. coffee is usually people drink it to wake up, right? People to stay sharp, to stay focused. But if you look at the spiritual magical properties of coffee, other than it being extremely ancestral, you can use that same focus, waking up, and propel it to stimulate your spiritual intentions. Like, say you want to really focus on a spiritual goal. Like, for example, one of the things I've been focusing on was my shadow self. I wanted to bring a lot of my shadow self, things that we don't necessarily like about ourselves, or things that we don't talk about to other people, and bring that into the light and own it and own that, right? I'm going to go into a tangent here, but oftentimes I have been called a Jezebel spirit. And if we know who Jezebel is known as a whore, right? But if we really look into the biblical context of who Jezebel was only a whore because she engaged in foreign religions, and that's necessarily have anything to do with sexual encounters. And men have called her Jezebel due to patriarchy, right? Men who wanted to control women, especially women in power, and keep them quiet. So that is how the name Jezebel truly came about. And so I really wanted to harness my own Jezebel and bring her into a light, bring her to light, and get rid of shame and guilt and all of those emotions that don't really serve us. So I use my tincture, my own healing methods to bring her into the light and own her and be like, yo, Jezebel, we out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I don't know what else to touch on.
Wow. So I definitely want to bring you back, because every month here on the Blazethelion Podcast is a certain theme, right? So for this month's theme of February, it's not just love, because yes, you're thinking about Valentine's Day, and let's not get into the history of Valentine's Day, but this month for the Blazethelion Podcast is about people who love what they do, right? So you see that right there? Yes. So clearly this is somebody who has several platforms and products and services, and who's doing that inner work, and definitely walking in her purpose. And I want to bring you back because April's theme, wait for it, April's theme is sex.
What? That's my domain right there.
And we don't get trying to find the words. We don't promote anything here on the Blazethelion Podcast that is overly explicit or raunchy or sideways or vulgar, right? Which is especially why I want to bring on people who can talk about sex in a spiritual way, sex in a educational way, right? So for April, I'm bringing on different business owners and sex therapists and all this for April. So I would love to have you back. I'm asking you live in front of everybody.
Yo, what choice do I have now? I'm just playing. But I would love to. This is really an exciting topic for me. It's an exciting topic for me, and I love the month of April. It's one of my favorite months. So it's perfect timing.
Definitely. So that's why in tonight's episode, I didn't touch too much on that, on the erotica and such, because I want to save that for April. I want to have a reason to bring you back, more than just your beautiful face and your presence, right? But yes, I want people to be anticipating April, right? I won't bother tell you what's going on for March. You just gotta wait for it, right? But bringing it back to the present. So for this month of February, right, we are highlighting people who love what they do. And isn't it obvious, y'all, that Innana Rose loves what she does?
Thank you. Thank you.
Mark's not here again. But definitely. And so many people here tonight are, you know, people are intrigued, not just because they stay on the live, because they could have the live going on and be doing other things. Maybe they're mopping their floors with Florida water.
True. Check it out. I got Florida water Oshun, Oya, and Yamaya.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so you sell it too?
Huh?
No, so you sell it too?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
All right. Yeah, check me out, man. I'm about to wholesale this thing.
Yeah.
I'm out here.
Yo.
Oh man, yes, this is awesome. Who is ready for 2021? And not just being cliche because it's a new year, but like really ready. Have you made changes, right? Have you been able to shift mentally? Have you been able to pivot spiritually, right? And if you feel stuck, if you feel recycling or in the same cycle, and you don't see growth, you don't see the desired elevation that you are thus looking for, then maybe, just maybe, Miss Innana Rose has just what you've been looking for. Mm-hmm. In this life, nothing is by coincidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not by chance that you hopped onto this podcast. It's not by chance that Innana Rose was my scheduled guest for the month of February. It's not by chance at all. Things happen for a reason, and timing is what a great tool timing is. We don't always agree with timing. Sometimes we want certain things in our timing, like our timing is divine, like we know something. But we are human, and many times we don't know nothing. Right? And it's a better time for certain things to manifest. It's a better time for certain things to align. Right?
Right.
I'm gonna need some Florida water and that coffee. See, you already got orders out here. See what I'm saying? You can thank me later.
All right, hit me up.
Hit her up. Please hit her up, man. Again, on Instagram, she is Innana.Rose, right?
Right.
INNA.ROSE.
Yep.
Yes, send her a message. Tell her that Blaze sent you. Not that that's going to do anything for me, but maybe I'll get a t-shirt or something. But in any case, let her know that you found out about her from the Blazethelion Podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just show her love, man. This is such a beautiful person, a beautiful spirit, and beautiful energy, right? And she's out here making a difference, definitely a world changer. And you are much appreciated. Now, this is something that I do for most of my guests. I've been doing it the past couple of weeks. Before I proceed, however, just a little ad. So if you are super thrilled and super inspired and motivated and blessed by this here podcast, and you feel led to support, I got you. Here's how you can support. You can become a monthly contributor. And we have 3 levels out here. All right. We have level 1, which is 99 cents. I said cents this time, which is 99 cents per month. All right. Level 2 is $4.99 each month. And level 3, top-notch level, inferno level, is $9.99 per month. Now, what you get, I'm going to briefly, keyword is briefly, go over what you get. So you get anything from Blazethelion wristbands, you get a Blazethelion podcast t-shirt, you get access, All right. Unlimited access to all of these replays. You get free admission to any upcoming events, from webinars, from classes on walking in your purpose, being that world changer, finding your purpose. And the list goes on and on and on. Yes, you're laughing at my 99 cents. All right. So if you'd like to support, really quickly, I'll give you that link. It is Anchor, like an anchor from a ship. Yes, anchor.fm/BlazeTheLion/support. One more again, just in case you weren't paying attention. That is anchor.fm/BlazeTheLion/support. I'm getting better at this. All right. Now back to the task at hand, ladies and gents. So what I've been doing with my guest is talking about colors. And I feel this would be pretty interesting for you, so I don't want you to miss this. You are not going to forget that, Giselle. So what I've been doing is saying a random color and asking my guest to say whatever comes to mind from that color.
Okay.
So would you like to participate?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. I'm going to name several colors. It might be 5. It might be 10.
Wait. Okay, so you name a bunch of colors?
No, I'll just name one color at a time. Sorry.
Okay, all right, got it.
And then for each color, thank you for placing the link there in the chat, then, yeah? Bam. See, that's teamwork right there. You know what I mean? We out here. So, yes, I will name one color at a time. And for each color, you will just tell me what comes to mind. It can be a word. It can be a phrase. It can be a memory. Anything. Right? Okay. And I always tell people that you are not bound by these colors. So I could ask you these same colors tomorrow, and your answers could vary. Just depends on how you're feeling right now.
Okay.
Right? You ready? Here we go. First color. Red.
I knew you was going to say red. First color. Root chakra. Fire. Lion. Blaze.
I like where this is going. There you go. Black.
Melanin.
Indeed.
February. Black History Month.
Hey. Green.
Kale. Spinach. Heart chakra. Love.
White.
Purity. Obatala. Energy. Clouds.
Gray.
In the in-between. Don't play in the gray area.
That was a warning, yeah. That was a warning, yeah. Here we go. Pink.
Roses are sweet. Valentine's Day gift, maybe. Not really.
Okay.
Nail polish, toenails.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here is an interesting one. Transparent.
People should be transparent. It would make life easy.
Indeed. We got 3 more. Here we go. Turquoise.
Intuition. You should get you the stone for your third eye. Turquoise. That's it.
It's coming. It's coming. Here we go. Orange.
Confidence. The sun. The fruit, orange.
Okay. Final color. A color that I've grown to actually love a lot. A color that I look distinguished in. A color that when I wear, I illuminate the room. A color that brings me. All right. I can go on and on. I'm sorry. Yeah. Final color. Purple.
Crown chakra. Royalty. My favorite color. Flowers. Purple flowers. Lavender.
Awesome.
Yo, did I win? Was this a game? Like, what?
Yes.
I won?
And for your participation, you won from the Blazethelion Podcast a virtual high five. Woo!
Though.
Awesome. So, to conclude the episode, what I also do with my guest is I ask my guest this final question.
Mm-hmm.
What about me are you attracted to? I'm joking. That's not the question. Not the question.
Wow.
I do not ask my guest that
Blaze.
question. I was joking. One it up. That'll be edited out. All right.
Too late, we live.
I know. No. The question that I always end it with is there one word, one quote, or one phrase that you would like to leave with our audience?
I like to live with Ashe. Everything bends with spirit the way it's supposed to bend. So, Ashe.
Ashe. Say it with me, y'all. Say it in the chat.
Ashe.
And you spell it A-S-E, right?
It has, yes, A-S-E or A-S-H-E.
See?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm telling you, y'all gonna see me floating. And when you ask me a question, I'm gonna say, Ashe.
Ashe.
That's all I'm saying tomorrow.
Good.
Yes, I'm a goofball, Gina. But Tina, what's up? Have you been here? I didn't realize that you were here. I would have acted better and more professional. All right. Bum. No, Sadie, that's Ash. That's not Ashe, Sadie. That's Ash.
Oh, she was asking. Okay.
In a sentence, when I train you tomorrow, your ankles better not have ash.
Wow.
That would be appropriate for that. No, Sadie, it's not Asher either. That's the person's name. Oh, it's her phone. I'm sorry. My bad. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for Innana Rose for just her blessings, man, her presence tonight on this episode of the Blazethelion Podcast. Were you guys entertained? Were you guys fulfilled? Satisfied? Did we exceed your expectations? And if we did, no, I'm not asking for money, unless you'd like to give money. Really, I receive it. Time for that heart chakra. Let's go. But if you enjoyed it, feel free to tell a friend, to tell a damn friend. Yes, about the Blazethelion Podcast. You can share this on YouTube or on Facebook as well. Feel free to ask me any questions, and any questions that I cannot answer, I will ask Innana Rose. Sorry, Innana Rose. My bad.
Either one works.
Messing up the name, son. Messing up the name.
It works either way.
They were intrigued. They were entertained. They were educated. They loved your energy. See? I feel like...
Thank you.
I feel like there's more to come for you. I feel like where you are right now, that you're getting it and things are being revealed to you. However, there is more. You may feel like you know the whole picture, but there is definitely more coming. So continue to walk in that discernment. Sorry, sometimes you just gotta speak it out.
Go ahead.
Continue to walk in that discernment and don't allow any distractions or any red flags to hinder, delay, or stop that progress, because people need to hear your story. 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, people need to hear your story, and you will change the world. You better believe that.
Ashe.
Ashe. We out there, man. Thank you all again for staying tuned. And remember that this audio will be available tomorrow on all streaming platforms. All right, your Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Gamecast, Spotify, all of that, and a bunch of vegan chips. You did.
What?
So I want to say,
And guacamole.
and guacamole. We out here. Ashe, see? There we go. There we go, man. Peace and love. You guys enjoy your night. This concludes tonight's episode of the Blazethelion Podcast. See you guys next week.
Deuces.